Frozen Heart. Anna Kowalska was an ambitious investigative journalist working in a quiet, snowy town nestled deep in the mountains of Poland. On the surface, everything seemed peaceful in the quaint streets of her hometown, but beneath the ice-cold facade lay a darkness no one dared to uncover, until Anna stumbled upon an ancient book that would change her life forever. It was a frosty winter's evening, and Anna had been combing through the archives in the town's forgotten library. The smell of old parchment and dust lingered in the air, and her fingers were numb from the cold. While searching for leads on a completely unrelated story, she pulled out a heavy, leather-bound tome, its cover worn and faded. Its title, Frozen Heart, barely legible, caught her attention. As Anna flipped through its brittle pages, her heart began to race. The book detailed a series of brutal murders that had taken place in her hometown over 100 years ago. What was chilling, however, was the sheer number of eerie similarities between those murders and the recent unsolved disappearances that had been plaguing the town. Determined to get to the bottom of it, Anna couldn't stop herself from diving deeper into the mystery. She spent days locked away, reading every detail of the gruesome killings. The old book described an ancient sect, a secret cult that worshipped a powerful winter deity, a god of frost and death. This deity, it seemed, required human sacrifices to maintain its hold over the town, and the sect carried out the murders in his name, offering victims in the harshest months to appease the god. Although the events took place a century ago, Anna began to suspect the cult might still exist, operating in the shadows, hidden but very much alive. The deeper Anna delved, the more perilous her journey became. At first, it was just unnerving. The sensation of being watched, strange phone calls with no one on the other end, and mysterious figures in the distance that would vanish when she tried to approach. Then the threats began. Anonymous notes were slipped under her door, warning her to stop her investigation, telling her she had no idea what she was getting into. Yet Anna refused to back down. She knew she was onto something big. As the threats escalated, so did her fear, but her tenacity only grew stronger. One night, while researching in her apartment, her lights flickered, and the temperature in the room dropped to an unnatural, bone-chilling cold. The windows frosted over from the inside, and she felt a cold hand brush against her cheek, though no one was there. Shaken, she realized that the closer she got to the truth, the more powerful and dangerous this ancient force seemed to become. Her investigation eventually led her to a terrifying discovery. The cult hadn't just been active 100 years ago. It was still thriving, its members hidden in plain sight. In fact, many of the town's most respected and influential families had ties to it, including her own. With her heart pounding, Anna uncovered the shocking truth. Her great-grandfather had been one of the sect's leaders, and her family had a dark history tied to the winter god's worship. The blood of the cult ran in her veins. Now, Anna faced an impossible choice. The cult knew she was onto them, and they wouldn't let her expose their secrets. She could either join them, embrace the power her family had tried to pass down to her, continuing the legacy of death and sacrifice, or she could fight back, risking not only her own life, but the lives of those she cared about. The weight of her family's sins pressed heavily on her, and she wondered if she could truly break free from the chains of her ancestry. In the climax of the story, Anna confronts the leader of the sect, an elderly figure shrouded in black robes, their voice as cold as the air around them. It is then that Anna learns the horrifying truth. The winter god's influence has been growing stronger, and soon, the entire town will be swallowed by an eternal winter unless new sacrifices are made. The god demands Anna herself as the final offering, a descendant of the original cult leaders. Her blood would be the key to renewing his power and bringing the town under his icy dominion forever. But Anna refuses to accept this fate. In a heart-pounding showdown, she uses her knowledge of the sect's rituals and weaknesses against them. With cleverness and sheer will, she disrupts their ceremony, breaking the cycle of sacrifices and severing the cult's connection to the ancient deity. As the freezing winds swirl around her, Anna stands defiant, knowing she has not only saved her town, but also freed herself from the dark shadow of her family's past. The story ends with Anna standing alone in the silent streets of her hometown, the snow falling gently around her. Though the town may never know the full extent of what she uncovered, she walks away knowing that she has vanquished an ancient evil. Yet, deep down, a part of her knows that the past may never fully let go.